All right. Today, I want to talk to you about the new Anthropic watermark, the hidden watermark that is making the news, and why I don't care about it, and why you may want to care about it. So, what are we talking about here? Anthropic has put together a new watermark that's hidden in the text and presumably some of the images that we create using AI. This is partially in response to the new EU AI Act, which is a mouthful. It's the European Union AI Act, which outlines comprehensive transparency and disclosure rules under what they call Article 50. Now, what does that actually mean? Basically, if you're running a chatbot or customer service agents online and there's AI human interaction, you've got to disclose that. They're trying to be careful about deepfakes, false media. So anything that looks like it might be authentic must be clearly labeled as AI, as well as public interest text. So AI generated text published explicitly to inform the public on, matters of public interest must be disclosed unless it's gone through human editorial review. Now, there are some exemptions, but you should just Google it like I did. It's called the EU AI Act. Now, should you care about it? Maybe. You might want to care about it if you're one of the people out there using AI to write content and pass it off as original thought. Yeah, you should probably care about that. Or maybe you're a student writing research papers. Maybe you're trying to get them out faster with less effort. Yeah, that's cheating. If you're asked to do original work and you're using AI to do it, you shouldn't do that. And then you should be worried about rules like this, and you should not do that anyways. Now, if you use AI the way I use it, then you shouldn't be worried about it. What do I mean by that? How do I use it? The script for this video, I dictated it into Claude, and then I asked it to turn it into some sort of semblance of coherent thought. I'm not afraid to tell you that. These are all my thoughts. I just needed a bit of help getting them out and restructuring them so they'd actually flow. You see, I'm not asking AI to do any research or make anything up, and I'm not afraid to disclose it. Which brings me to my second point. I already disclose when I use AI. The emails that I send say whether the image is AI generated or artwork I've created, and I'm reusing it. They give a somewhat arbitrary percentage of how much of the text was AI and how much was edited and how much was me. I always disclose it. In fact, I think I've turned it into a bit of a running joke, honestly. And the third thing, I never use AI without me. I might use it to edit, like I'm doing today, or draft emails, but I never send an email unless I've read it. Half the time, it gets the details or the tone wrong anyway, so I have to change it. For longer form content, AI writes a draft, but then it interviews me to make sure it's using my thoughts and my examples. That content also isn't written in a vacuum. I'm still directing what it writes, and I'm still getting it to review other things I've written, so the new content draws on what I've already created. It's not go write in my voice so it can lie in my name. It's more like write, how I think, just in a way that's more consumable for my audience. Ultimately, I'm just not that worried about it. So if you're doing something deceptive, yeah, worry about it. Honestly, it feels like an added layer to me, one that was there kind of, but now we have to be obvious about. And I want to honor the regulations and I want to honor transparency anyway. So it feels like a little bit more work for me. And I get anxious when there's like governments dictating what I should and shouldn't do anyways, if I'm honest. But am I doing everything right? Yeah, I think I am. So at the end of the day, I'm transparent about what I'm writing, and it just doesn't bother me that much if there's some regulations around this. So unless you're passing off AI thinking and writing as your own with no human input or barely any, then yeah, you should be concerned. Especially if you're going to be graded on it or paid for it. You need to think about these things. Now, all of my clients, by the way, if I use AI, they know that I'm using AI. It makes me more efficient and lets me serve them better. But even then, the content that I write for clients is based on interviews I do with them. So it's not created in a vacuum, with me guessing at what would be great content to write. It never is. At the end of the day, what Anthropic's watermark really creates is just a new vertical in the tech industry, quite frankly, one that's going to spring up, this new whole industry called wash the watermarks away. It's like Jesus for AI. So yeah, there's going to be a watermark war, and it's going to be fine. I'm sure of that. I just don't really care that much. And you should only care if you're using AI improperly in the first place. So otherwise, disclose, be transparent. It's a better way to live anyways.